So guys, sorry about that. I told you I was getting cut off, and I did. So kind of picking up from where I left off, I'm just letting you know these are your two screens that you're going to want to have up at the same time to make it easier to go ahead and copy and paste the information on over. Like I said, it looks like a lot of info, but I'm telling you, this is so simple and so easy to do, and it's literally just the basics as far as information goes that we're going to have you guys fill. So kind of starting off, this is obviously the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on type. Type is just referring to what is this, a buyer or a seller. So what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and click on the drop down or type it in if you want. Note if it's a listing or a buyer. So this is obviously a buyer as noted by the agency up here. Status is pending because we're in escrow. So you would just click on the drop down, choose whatever it possibly could be. So this one's pending, and then address. All you got to do is note up here. I do Control C to copy, and then you just double click inside, and then what you would do is you Control V to paste. And we're basically going to repeat that throughout this whole filling out this breakdown. So it's really easy to use. Right now, since my screen's a little squished, you're not going to see exactly what this is stating right here. This one, and I'm not sure why it's doing it like this, but this one right here, this is for lead source. So what you would do is you just click on the drop down and it will state there. I just don't know why it's acting a little funky here, but this one's a personal deal. And how I know that and how you're going to know that is by notating, it's notated right here on the actual transaction. It says no lead source. That stands for personal deal typically. So sometimes it'll say personal, but sometimes it's going to say IHR. It's going to say New American Funding. So just keep an eye out for that. You would just have to note it right here on the drop down. The next little columns are regarding listings. Only fill these out if this is a new listing breakdown. If it's not, go ahead and ignore these three little slides right here. Next thing you do is under contract date and projected close. So under contract date is the date that was opened escrow. So let's go ahead and jump back over to our Infusionsoft here, and I'm gonna just put them together. So we're looking for the open escrow, which is right here. Just copy this, and then let's go ahead and drop this right in here. Same thing with projected close. That's going to be considered close of escrow date, which is noted right here. So just copy, paste it. Sales price listed in that new escrow breakdown right here. So just Control C, jump back, Control V, enter. And then what's going to happen now is it's going to go ahead and calculate the commission. So this one's a 2.5%. How you can note that is you can just do the math in your head right here and determine, is that 2.5%, is that 3%? It's really not hard math to do, but you just want to note that in your head. And then once you go ahead and determine what that is, you'll just punch it in right here. So we put 2.5, and then it actually automatically calculates this into the GCI. So once you have that down, just reference point what they wrote down as the total commissions, and you're going to be solid. So that's where you'll see if there's a discrepancy of if the math was done wrong on your agent's side. You can call them, figure out what's going on. So that's pretty straightforward. The next thing that you want to do is you're going to be punching in a referral fee. So this referral will be noted, as you can see right underneath. It'll say, this one's 2004-06. So let's copy this. We're going to jump back here, and you would just go ahead and punch this one right in here. So the cool thing about this is this does all the math for you. So it just subtracted that $9,625 off the top. And then the final steps that you got to do for this, I'm telling you guys, it's this simple, is just punching in the splits. And so you will always have team member number one being the company. So what we're going to write in here is Jason Mitchell, right? Percentage to member is what this stands for here. And so you're going to need to know what your splits are amongst your team. So because I know that some agents are different than others, and obviously your splits are better than everybody else's on your marketplace. So just note, so that for Chris Marks, since this is his file, I know that he's at 80% split. So 20% of that goes to the company. So we'll punch that in, and it will calculate how much this the team member is getting. Sometimes it takes a second or two. That's okay. So just hang tight, and it will go ahead and calculate. So 20%. And then we'll go ahead and just go to the next one. From here, you'll go ahead and put the agent's name. So Chris Marks, enter.